Well, I believe it's 8:30, the appointed time to begin the meeting. At this time, I will call the meeting to order. Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Kyle Adam as the newest member of our commission. It come under unfortunate circumstances, but we appreciate him being here and filling in the gap for us for the remaining time. At this time, I would like for everyone to stand. We'll have a moment of silence, and then I'm going to ask Mr. Harold L. Moore, who has served the longest with Mr. Turman, to say the invocation.
Our Heavenly Father, just thank you for all the many opportunities you allow us to enjoy each day, our Father. Just thank you for waking us up this morning, our Father. Encourage us to get out and go about daily lives, our Father, and just ask you to forgive us of our many sins and shortcomings, our Father. And we just ask you to be with us this morning, Lord. Be with each commissioner, the chairman, our Father. Be with each visitor we had this morning in the audience, Lord. And this is a very, very special occasion this morning, our Father, for the Turman family. We know they've been going through some hard times, our Father. We just ask you to be with them, our Father, this morning. Make a resolution in memory of Carl Turman. And I just like to thank you, our Father, for allowing me and him to serve together for 11.5 years, our Father. I really enjoyed him, looked up to him, and he was instrumental in me in a lot of ways, our Father. And he just showed, our Father, that you can be a pastor and still serve in politics, our Father. He stood up for that. He let himself known, our Father. We just thank you for that. We thank you for his family here this morning, each one of them, 2 boys, and Lord, and his daughter-in-law, Lord, and just ask for a special blessing on Miss Bobby, our Father. Continue to guide us, Lord, and direct us. And Lord, the things we do today be pleasing to you. Be with the leaders of this country, our Father. You know the needs there, our Father. Just ask you, to men and women overseas fighting for our freedom, our Father. We just ask you to be with them and keep them safe, our Father, and their families, Lord. Just ask you to guide and direct us and forgive us all. Ask all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone here. We appreciate your attendance here on this occasion as we conduct your business as a commission board on your behalf. We also appreciate the news media being able to help us disseminate the word of what we're doing and our goals are. So at this time, I will ask for a motion to adopt the official agenda.
I make a motion to adopt the official agenda as is.
Do I have a motion and a second? Mr. Barton, second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. At this time, we will have comments from the public officials that are here today. We have our Revenue Commissioner, Mr. Chuck Patterson. He will be on the program later, but if you have anything else you'd like to talk about this morning, Mr. Patterson? Okay. I see our new probate judge. We know her personally from previous experience. So, Ms. Brooks, do you have anything at this time? Not at this time. Okay. Mr. Anderson, no, that's the sheriff. He's hiding back there. The Honorable Dennis Meeks, would you like to say anything at this time? I believe that's all of our elected officials, Ms. Sowell, is that correct? Okay. At this time, we're going to have comments from citizens here in the county, and the first one up is Ms. Katie Lee, who is the 4-H Foundation Regional Extension Agent, and I assume assisting her is Ms. Kayla Mitchell, the 4-H representative. Would y'all please? Ann?
And this is Catherine Estes. She's our county agent.
County
here.
agent.
Well, Good morning. My name is Katie Lee, and I am the 4-H Foundation Regional Extension Agent for Covington and Crenshaw County. And this is Catherine Estes, our county agent, and Kayla Mitchell is one of our outstanding students. We would like to thank the commissioners for all of your help and support that you've given 4-H over the years and the Extension Office, and we would like to give you one of our success stories today. Ms. Kayla Mitchell is a senior at Strawn High School. She's been in 4-H since she's been in the 4th grade. And Kayla not only has shown leadership here in Covington County, but it has also extended to the state of Alabama. She's been one of our state ambassadors for the past 2 years, and then this year she was chosen one of 3 students to represent the state of Alabama at her National 4-H convention in Washington, D.C. So we would like to present Kayla today with a plaque of appreciation for all of her outstanding work and support that she's done in Covington County and in the state of Alabama. So thank you, Kayla. She just wanted to tell you a little bit about her experience with 4-H here.
Well, good morning. I am Kayla Mitchell, and I'm a senior at Strawn. I'm 18, and this year I'm the vice president of the Alabama 4-H Ambassadors. In the 4th grade, I joined 4-H, and I really had no idea what it was, but I am so glad that I started to participate. I was actually chosen as my class president, and that was the first time that I thought others saw me as a leader, and so it was eye-opening for me, and I entered 2 contests in 4-H that year, and I decided to continue with it. And you could have called me the shyest kid in class, but I was encouraged by my parents and my 4-H leader to participate in public speaking contests. And thanks to that, I overcame, my fear of public speaking, and I could get in front of a classroom. And now I have won at the state level with public speaking, and thanks to that, I have a position on the ambassadors. And like she said, I was one of actually 4 students from the state of Alabama, went to Washington, D.C. just a few weeks ago in April, and we met with our Congress people there and had the opportunity to tour some of the monuments, and we were actually put into groups, and we got to present things. My group presented to the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition on how we could better include youth with disability in sports and fitness programs, and I thought that was really neat because we are just young people from all across the nation that came, and we got to actually speak to these important groups and make a difference, and I think that that's really important. And I've also gotten to go to Atlanta to National Congress, and we hear from amazing people like Miss America and Jennifer Nettles we heard from at National Conference. And thanks to 4-H, I'm able to do these things, and because of my beginnings here in Covington County, I've just been able to do so much. And I think it's also important, 4-H really opens you up to how important community service is. I participate with PALS, which is People Against a Littered State, and we have community-wide cleanups every year, and I volunteer at the library and the Humane Society here in Andalusia, and I also volunteer with Meredith's Miracles. And 4-H really helps you see the importance of giving back to your community, and it is a family, and it really just lets you meet new people and make friends, and I'm so glad that I'm a part.
Thank you
Thank y'all.
very, very much.
I do want to say I appreciate
It's good.
the young
to
people are getting involved in all this, especially through 4-H, through the farm life, so you might say, and coming up and seeing the responsibilities. And young people like you, we don't have many, and you're very special, and we thank you.
Well, thank you. And I just want to kind of reiterate right here that, 4-H, we do have the animal science program, but, we're Auburn University's outreach for the youth, and we cover a lot of different leadership. We cover, just a lot of different aspects of the community.
If you would like to see the farm life in action,
Mm-hmm.
we have kids who have been raising pigs since January, and they're going to sell them on Saturday at the farm center in New Brockton.
So, yeah, if you're looking for fresh
First,
pork,
they get to show
Well, good.
Mr. Elmore, you have anything?
I don't have it.
Mr. Allen?
Thank
Well,
y'all.
We appreciate it. We need good examples, and we read too much about young people who misbehave. We want to read about people who set the example for our other kids. And I know there's younger kids at Strawn that are looking up to you as their mentor and to looking to you for leadership, and we thank you for that.
I think you make mom and daddy proud. I see you.
At this time, we'll have comments from our staff. None of the department heads have anything to say at this time. Mr. Kennedy? Yes, sir. Update on the jail. I know the question is out there in everybody's mind.
The fifth final inspection.
We had another final inspection yesterday, with a few findings. The way I understand it, we're waiting on a test and ballots report, I believe, to satisfy that part of it. And the general contractor has a little touch-up painting to do. And was there one other thing, Karen, you remember? I think it was just two.
Some drain.
Drain
A
cleaning.
drainage problem.
A drain cleaning, I think, was all, something debris was maybe found in a drain or something. So that's where we stand. The architect is going to push that, I guess, no holes barred, next Friday, everything is to be completed. He called me yesterday, and the subcontractor called me yesterday, and we talked. The paint contractor called me yesterday. So he has made the phone calls, and they are appearing to attempt to complete this thing this week, like Patrick asked him to. So, and hopefully that's the case.
Okay, thank you. We have no old business, so we'll move into new business, and at this time, we will consider a proclamation honoring the late District 4 Commissioner, Mr. Carl Turman. We'll entertain a motion to adopt this proclamation.
I make a motion to adopt the proclamation, Chairman.
Second.
Okay. With that, I'm going to ask the Turman family to come forward. We'll make the presentation. I know that it's a sad time, but we're gonna have a good time today. For you that may not know, this is Mr. Carter's son, Joey. We all know Larry. What's his name? Larry's wife Peggy, your wife Leanne, and this is the boss. This is the baby man son. Okay. I can relate. Right. So this time I'm about to read this resolution, and it says, whereas the people of Covington County were shocked and grieved to learn of the sudden and untimely death of Mr. Carl Turner, the county's beloved District 4 Commissioner. And whereas Mr. Carl Turner first took office on November the 9th, 2004, and during these many years has demonstrated that the electors were correct in placing him in that important position by proving to be a capable, honest, energetic, courteous, and trustworthy official who has devoted himself unselfishly to the duties of his office. And whereas we mourn his loss and extend to his wife, Miss Lottie Turman, and family our sincere sympathy in this hour of deep bereavement. Therefore be it resolved that I, Billy L. Godwin Jr., Chairman on behalf of the Covington County Commission, presents this posthumous resolution to the family of Mr. Carl Turman with our sincere gratitude and appreciation for the dedication extended to Covington County by Mr. Carl Turman during his 3 terms of service. Adopted and approved this 11th day of May 2016. This time I'm going to present this to Ms. Bobby. This time I'm going to ask any member of the family who would like to address the group. First of all, thank you, Mr. Harold and Kyle. Thank you for stepping in. We
felt it was his duty to continue to pastor him. The day before he passed away, he was doing just that. He went through, he ministered that morning and that night, and him and Mama sang, and he what you like to do. He looked forward to coming here, and, he was also looking forward to handing the baton to someone else in November, to let someone else lead the county. Daddy was a man of honor, loved his country, feared God, and he loved his family. He loved his little lady. She was his heart and soul. We're gonna take care of her. And all I ask is to pray for us. My brother and I have a great duty to uphold what he left. And that's all we ask, just meet him on the other side. I promise I'll meet him. Thank you.
Big shoes to fill. Yes, you got. I just want to say, thank you guys. Thank you, Mr. Elmore. Thank you for speaking in the word. Thank you for showing the ropes, Brenda. I don't know if she's here. But, Brenda, I know took him in and helped him when he first came into office a lot, and along with all the other commissioners then as well. And I just want to say one thing. My dad, he truly practiced what he preached. And he believed strongly in the Word of God to be a truth and a light for everyone. And even in a public office, he saw the importance of having vision. The Bible says in Proverbs, without a vision, people perish. And so Dad believed that having a vision, even in this county, as a leader, was so critically important to lead and to help guide the future, to the future, the best he knew how. And thank you for all that you are doing in our county. I say that because I know I don't live here anymore, but this is home and always will be home for me now. Thank you for working on my dad, and I look forward to what will continue, because I believe not only a legacy for us, as a family, but I believe he left a legacy for us as a county and this board to do everything we can to do the best we can. So, thank you again. Thank you, Bill. Thank you guys for allowing us to be here today and doing this for our dad. I want to thank you. It means a lot.
At this time, I'm gonna ask all the commissioners to come around. We would like to get a photo at this time of this presentation from this podium.
You want us in it, or you want us
Yes,
to
sir,
step out?
yes, sir. Y'all
We'll be
most
glad to step
important.
out.
We just the background.
We all be
Step on
singing
me.
and singing. Yeah, come in and slide in. Come on. Yeah, Kyle, I know something about me again, and Carson, help Brandon hold that. Yeah, no. Joe, you see everybody?
Yeah.
See Joe back there?
At this time, I'm going to declare a recess for 5 to 10 minutes for a chance for anybody that would like to speak to the family.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I know exactly. Thank y'all for letting me be patient with you. Don't agree with everything. I don't always agree with you. You mean it today, and that's what we learn. Always open up. I look forward to hearing good things. Especially hoping you fill these big shoes well and to do everything. It's a good thing.
By my observation.
Oh.
You straighten these chairs up, look for that picture today.
Try to make it look couldn't get all the way around before they started. how is Jason doing your job?
I think he likes it, long hours, but he needed one, I tell you.
He's like me, he's crazy. That's actually his name.
I know it's.
And we had this look like it for years, maybe.
Thank you, Larry. I hope they call him back on that rig. I thought the gas prices got back down. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope that you could give us something to open up there for, you know.
Yeah, he got a increase, didn't he?
Yeah. That's what, they sent the paperwork back.
Everything's opened up.
They had increased it January, Kerry had to fix it, that's how we found out there was a change. They said it's the first time in several years, it's not something they do often.
That's the state average, engineer pay. This is our southeast
Let's
rate.
move through this thing pretty quick, Chairman.
Take out
Let's
the
move through this thing
about
pretty quick.
18.
I know fast can, but you know,
average.
this is just one of those special meetings that you got to allow for extra time.
Right.
It's so difficult. Then they say it wasn't. I think we're good now. They
I wouldn't like it.
If she couldn't speak, she can sure speak now. She is at ease. And
She got tired of it. We're doing great. She was all right.
Well, that's a good thing.
I participated in 4-H club thing, that's what I say, and I get privileged speaking. There's a lot of opportunities, but a lot of kids don't take advantage of it, you know. And what the parents say.
Me too. 4A? I wish y'all could see what FFA does. That is good work. I mean, that's just, as long as they say, they build horse trailers, they build flatbed trailers, park fields. This kid built a pig water thing and it will send you a text if it malfunctions. Ninth grade. I went and sat in the truck, I felt so stupid.
That you can ask that all. He's gonna have it worse than me, because I take school and my son goes to school. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Joyce.
That could be, I don't know. Could be. I wouldn't really come in.
This time I will call the meeting back into order. Moving on with our agenda, we need to have approval of the payroll and accounts payable for April 2016.
Make a motion, we approve payroll and accounts payable.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve payroll accounts payable for April 2016. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. Let me caution everyone, the commission members and people on the podium, please speak directly into your mic because Ms. Faust has difficulties at times hearing y'all. So, but anyway, just a reminder on that. At this time, I'm gonna call on Ms. Sowell to take up the next item.
Okay, we have a board vacancy due to the death of Mr. Carl Terman. He held the position on the Southeast Alabama Rural Planning and Organization Policy Committee, which is part of the SEARP and DC Rural Transportation Committee. That position was created in 2007. It's only one member, and it's a 2-year term. So that term will be expiring on January 17th.
So we need to, at the next meet, we're announcing this, so at the next meeting, we need to appoint someone to fill his unexpired term
That's correct.
at that time
So we'll be taking applications
for that.
for that position.
Okay, thank you. The next item is back to school sales tax holiday, Ms. Sowell.
Yes, sir, the state is sponsoring the annual back-to-school sales tax holiday, August the 5th through the 7th, and they just need to know if we're going to participate. They need to be notified before July 5th, and so they really prefer to have that in advance. So I just need to know if y'all want to participate in that sales tax holiday.
What's,
I'd make a motion we participate in, we have in the past.
Second.
have a motion and second that we participate in the back-to-school sales tax holiday. Any other comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried unanimously. Next item, consider Title VI Procedures Resolution for Cats. Ms. Barnes. Y'all will notice she's beginning to take on a different look.
Just a little weight, you know, whatever.
Speak into the mic, please.
All Title VI is just a non-discrimination against people that we pick up for cats. And y'all did a resolution 3 years ago, but since Diane left, we had to put my name on it, so we have to do a new resolution for it. That's all.
Yes.
Are you asking for positive action on this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to get a resolution in her name, Chairman.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Got a second by Mr. Northey. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you.
This time, we were going to consider some budget amendments. I'm going to ask Revenue Commissioner, Mr. Chuck Patterson, to come forward and present his case. And then we have a judge here now.
Thank y'all this morning. What we've got is the state of Alabama has asked us to put all the fixed assets into a program, and this is going to be the personal business property fixed assets, and there's a lot of key punch that has to be done. And so what I was trying to do is ask y'all if y'all would move some money from the binding and books portion for temporary labor, where I could hire a young student from one of the schools here in Covington County to do nothing but key for like maybe 2 months.
This is creating a database for you.
That is correct, yes, sir. It's required by Jennifer Bird, like I said, at the state of Alabama, on all business personal property. This is if somebody owns a business, all the fixed assets they have in their business that takes to run that business, we tax them for that. And so this will give them access. They will have online access to be able to delete their assets or add to their assets, and eventually it would cut down on us inputting their information for them.
How much, what is the amount you're wishing to transfer from
There's-
Biden to this temporary
There's
position?
$4,000, Mr. Godwin.
We have a request to transfer $4,000 between those two line items. Do I have a motion to approve it?
I make a motion. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr.
I'll
Chair-
make a motion to transfer $4,000 from Mr. Patterson out of this person.
Second.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to transfer $4,000 from book and binder to be used as in temporary help. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Patterson.
you
got
very-
anything else?
No, sir, thank you all very much.
Thank you. I know you got an appointment, so you can ease on out.
Yeah, we have S&W Software Company from Birmingham in our office today, so I'm gonna go back over there and work with them. So
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All right.
sir.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Okay, at this time, we're going to call on the Honorable Stacy Brooks, probate judge. She has a request.
We would also like to hire a part-time employee. Summer is coming. People like to take vacation during the summer. We have an employee that is out, and we expect her to be out for another few weeks. She recently had to have surgery. We have another employee who has recently been diagnosed with a chronic illness. And when we have 1 or 2 girls out on our tagline, it really slows things down. There's money also in books and binding in our budget that we would like to move over to use to hire the temporary employee.
What's the amount?
$5,000.
$5,000.
Okay.
I make-
What's the pleasure of the commission?
I make a motion for probate request to hire this lady at $5,000, transfer the money for her to hire temporary help.
Second.
We have a motion and second to make the transfer of $5,000. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried We thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to call on Mr. Kevin Kennedy to give an explanation.
Do we have to take action on 7?
We
Y'all
already
sort of
have.
Y'all combined them in a way.
Okay.
But the budget amendment and then allowing the temporary help to be hired.
All right.
Y'all did it in a combined.
That was all in per motion. On the elevator contract, Mr. Kennedy.
On the elevator contract, Ms. Sowell called me a couple of months ago and informed me that our current contract, they had sent us a renewal and they had raised the price again. And I believe this is the second time we've renewed with an increase. Last time I looked into it a little bit, the increase wasn't that much, and we went ahead with them because they had done good service. At this point, I decided to look at it again and get another estimate, another proposal to service our elevator. I checked with Bagby Elevator. They had contacted me randomly a while back, and I saved their card. And so I contacted them and asked them to give me a proposal to maintain our elevator at the courthouse. And they did, and it was $400 a year cheaper, which is a significant savings for what they're doing. They're just really coming by and servicing it once a month, checking everything. And then if we have an issue, we call them. We very seldom have an issue because they have been taking good care of it. I did call the state of Alabama's inspector, Mr. Alan Warwick, I believe is his name, and ask him about Babby Elevator. And he informed me that they were an exceptional elevator company, and they service a lot of elevators in this area. The hospital, the Methodist Church, and another one, I don't remember which one it was, but they serviced 3 or 4 here already. And he assured me that he had never had a problem with anything that they had done. So in the efforts to cut costs and save money, I suggest that we get a contract with Bagby Elevator instead of Kone, I believe is the name of our old provider.
Now, this is the elevator at the courthouse.
Yes, sir. That's the
correct?
only one the county owns is the
Okay.
elevator at the
Right.
courthouse.
When's the expiration date of cones?
It actually was expiring at the end of April.
So we don't
We
have
don't.
one
Right.
there, but we do need a contract in place. Do I have a motion that we contract with Mr. Bagby at the rate of $120 per month?
I make a motion.
Go ahead. Let Kyle do it.
Mr. Adams made the motion. Who's second?
I'll second it.
Have a motion and second to enter into a contract for elevator service from the Bagby Company in the amount of $120 per month. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously.
I appreciate them doing the research on that and saving that money. Thank y'all.
As stated earlier, we had another final inspection yesterday at the jail addition. There was a need for a change order, and I'm gonna let Ms. Sowell explain this.
Basically, they are doing a change order in the amount of $450, and that's for work that Kevin and his team have done on the jail additions that they removed from the actual contract, from the architect removed from the contractor.
This will effectively reduce the amount of the contract price by $450.
That's correct.
Do I have a motion that we approve this change order?
I so move, Chairman.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second to approve the change order for the jail addition. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. Next is approve the WEX contract. Ms. Sowell?
We received a letter this week from the State of Alabama Finance Purchasing Division and also from WEX. Basically, they renegotiated the contract with the state, and they left out the provision that allowed other entities underneath the umbrella of the state, the counties and municipalities, to join under that contract. They've had statutory changes, actually, is what they stated, and so we can't participate in that. But they did work with WEX, and they have negotiated a solution. A solution for this one would be a contract with WEX that will also give us the same discounts and different
For
incentives that we've
For
got for it.
explanation, this is for purchasing gasoline
right.
on the express.
It used to be Ride Express, but the
Ride
company name
Express.
changed to
That
WEC.
changed.
Yes,
Since we're no longer eligible to participate in that contract, they have proposed this new one.
that's right. That will keep us from having any service interruptions.
Right, and we, talking with Ms. Sowell, we will review this in 6 months to see if it is costing us too much in fees and those kind of things, and we could probably look for another solution if we are not satisfied with this particular thing. Is that correct?
Of course, we always want to encourage the employees to use our,
Yeah, we encourage
Fuel
everybody to,
system.
you
if
know,
possible.
sheriffs to fill up here before they go on patrol, before they go out of town for transport, be sure, because if we have to purchase gas out, we have to pay tax on it.
Right Express card exempts us from tax, and
Well, that's what
we
they're,
have some fees involved, but.
there is some fees, there's
Some
a,
fees, so it would save money if we could, you know, utilize our supply here as maximum that.
it's $1.25 for every card swipe at a diesel pump. So they have swipe fees and stuff that we would not have in our yard.
Well, it's just a time factor, you know, from how long it takes them to drive from whatever back here, so it's kind of,
You have to weigh out the
Yeah.
advantage from where
Weigh
they
out
are.
from the,
But if they're
you know.
in the area, we have had
Right.
some that use it in the area that's very close by, that
Well.
would be more advantage.
I understand.
Do I have a motion that we approve this contract with WAX?
I make a motion to approve this contract with WAX, Chairman.
Have a second?
So,
Have a motion and a second to approve this WAX contract. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. There being none, motion carried unanimously. Next item is consider purchase surplus of vehicle for Sheriff's Department for law enforcement funds. Our sheriff got a little ahead of the game. We needed to have, we were supposed to give permission to buy a vehicle. Now, we're gonna do this retroactive, but it would, in the future, it'd be, help our paperwork tremendously if we get that done before.
Mr. Chairman, it wasn't ahead of the game, it was that, it was basically an emergency purchase that had to be done. I mean, I knew what we had to do, and I wasn't getting ahead of the game, to do something that had to be done at the time.
Well, there's another thing is emergency purchases have to be approved by the commission too. There's a law on that. So at this time, we need a motion to retroactive purchase a 2015 Ford F-150.
I'll make a motion.
We got a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. At the time of that purchase, a vehicle was traded in. Is that not correct?
That is correct. On page 34, you'll see the details for both of those vehicles.
Right. So this time we need to retroactively surplus that F-250, 2013. Do I have a motion that we surplus it?
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion to surplus it?
second.
We got a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. There being none, the motion carried unanimously. Okay, next item is consider surplus of vehicles for Sheriff's Department. Ms. Sowell or Mr. Meeks, which one of you wishes to discuss that?
Hey, we have a list of 3 vehicles that he would like to surplus. We had a 2008 Ford Crown Vic that was actually, when I looked it up, part of it was purchased with ADECA funds, so we'll need to notify them of the sale, intention to sale, or surplus. And then we have a 2010 Ford Crown Vic, and then a 2007 Ford F-150. And that's on pages 36, 37, and 38 for the details.
The F-150 was purchased from law
And that's one thing I couldn't confirm because it was not listed. I couldn't confirm it whenever I was pulling the paperwork yesterday, so I'll have to get with you with that.
It was purchased from law.
Okay.
Well, for the public's information, if vehicles are bought with law enforcement funds, when that vehicle's disposed of, any funds received for it goes back into the law enforcement funds.
I make a motion, we declare this vehicle surplus.
Okay.
I'll second.
And you have the, VIN number for every one of them to place in the minutes, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. Okay, third item is a 1995 Nissan truck that was donated to the law enforcement funds. We need a motion to accept that donation. You want to do any explanation, Mr. Meeks?
Probably at least 3 years ago, this vehicle was located up in the northern part of the county. It had been stripped and burned. After some time, it was, discovered, through the assistant from Butler County that the vehicle was actually been stolen out of Butler County. Butler County actually worked the case on it, kept contacting this gentleman, several times to come get what was left of the vehicle, because we had actually recovered it at the time and put it in our impound. So after about 3 years, he still hadn't come. We contacted him, again about 2 weeks ago, and he said, look, he said, I don't want it. He said, it's no good, it's just scrap. He said, I'll bring the file to y'all, give it, turn it over to you, and you can add it to your service.
Okay.
And,
You need a motion for the accept the donation.
well, in this motion, could we, go ahead and declare it surplus or whatever to dispose of, because I know it's worthless?
Yeah, we're fixing to come to that. We're gonna do it in two separate motions.
I make a motion, we accept the vehicle.
Second.
Got a second. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. There being none, motion carried unanimously.
Mr.
Now-
Chairman, back on the, two Crown Vics, we also received, I don't know if y'all will get that later.
I was told that they were no longer interested.
They're no longer interested. I checked with the police chief, Mr.
Oh,
Motley.
okay, I'm sorry, I was looking, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what he informed me this morning, he was not interested.
Oh,
Okay. At this time, we will consider a motion to declare the 1995 Nissan truck surplus.
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to declare the Nissan truck surplus. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. All these vehicles, that's Mr. Meeks. Mr. Meeks. All the vehicles declared surplus, how are they going to be disposed of?
Gov deal is fine with us. I mean, the two Crown Vics, I mean, that's county anyway. The F-150, and if you wanna sell it through Gov deals, the funds come back to law enforcement, if you wanna sell it through Gov deals, that's fine.
Okay, we just need to know how to proceed.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with going through Gov deals.
And the 95 Nissan, you wanted it through scrap metal? You wanted it
Yeah.
scrap?
Yeah, no, we can get somebody to come haul it to the scrap place.
Okay.
So Gov Deals on the three, the two, Crown Vics and the pickup.
We're
and-
just trying to be sure that
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I would just do the 3 bids for Gov deals, and then we can get
On the local scrap.
that piece of, that scrap, and that gives them scrap rate.
Okay.
We got somebody that can do that. No charge.
Okay, we just needed to be clear on it. Well, it looks like we've declared half of the sheriff's fleet surplus, so he must can operate a lot cheaper next year.
I don't know about half.
And didn't get you no bicycle, did you, Sheriff?
How many y'all we had?
Okay, this time we'll move on to subdivisions. which is Mr. Rawls's expertise.
Alrighty, well, we got to consider the Sleepy Point subdivision, which is there at the, Dunn's Bridge location. This is a subdivision that was originally platted, and, one of the owners bought 2 of the lots, split it into 3 lots, and had re-subdivided, and now he wants to go back to the original plat. So that's just all that one is. The road's already been accepted by the county. It's an existing subdivision. The only thing pending on this one and the other one, actually both, because they're, the time, how long these things have been, recorded in the past, the health department has required them to go back and do just a new, percolation test. So they'll be pending, I request the acceptance of these with the, pending the health department approval, which they have already been approved in the past, but it's just a formality we gotta go through.
Go back through.
With these. The still in place subdivision, phase 3, this, I think this was originally Mr. Russell's, phase 2, in which he actually constructed the road himself, but due to the workmanship of the road, we did not accept the actual road. But the subdivision then met all the requirements, and it still meets all the requirements, other than the county will not maintain this. This will be a private lane in which the homeowner association, or Mr. Russell will be responsible for the maintenance of that road. Now, again, this one's also, was put in at the same time, with the health department, and they're still pending the health department approval on those as well.
I think we probably need to do this under 2 separate motions. Take the Sleepy Point subdivision first to approve the re-subdivision of that pending health department approval. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept that subdivision with those restrictions. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. There being none, motion carried unanimously. The Stillmon subdivision phase 3, motion to accept it with the stipulation that,
Well, you got parties here that wants to.
I'm good with that, yes, sir.
is Commission comfortable?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Come forward.
I'll let Mr. Grant go first.
Please come to the microphone, please.
Okay. I talk loud enough, I don't need one really.
But we trying to record.
Okay. I've been out there 11 years, and I came up here on the first meeting, and Mr. Russell said he was gonna do this and this and this, which he's done. I hadn't seen him do anything really. I took it upon myself to put drainage on my property, because he built a house next to mine, and he turtle shelled it this way. Of course, it ran over on my side of the property. And the road that's in question, I suggest the commissioner comes out there on a rainy day and see what kind of wash that it's doing to the property. He dug an old mud ditch there, but it runs everywhere. It washes out. And it's not a very good, to me, it's an eyesore for the county. Of course, we have a graveyard there on my side, and you look back through the minutes, you'll see where Mr. Russell said he was gonna put up a privacy fence to cut down on vandalism. Well, there's no vandalism there, but it's just idea that he told a lie. And I tell the truth all the time. I don't lie to nobody. I don't have to lie to get things done. I took it up on myself to fix my own property. I think it needs to be looked at before it's approved. I didn't know there was a phase 3. I thought phase 2 was it 10 years ago. And I wouldn't have known about this meeting if I hadn't got a letter. I don't think Mr. Russell's here.
No, sir, and then on the phase 2, that you're correct, this was the original part of the phase 2, he went back and blocked out the road frontage along the, is it steam, I think it's steam plant, on the frontage out there. That was, he blocked out some of this original subdivision.
Well, isn't he required to follow the law like everybody else? Can I come in there and build me a road? Or what?
Well, through the original, like I said, the original subdivision, that, like I said, the first phase he had was along the lakeside, on the
Yeah.
bottom side. And then the phase two was basically, I think the rest of the property was about 9 acres, and like you said, it covers up there to the cemetery and to the wood line there in the back, to the pines in the back, and to the frontage. That
And
was
my
the original.
house, my house was the first one built under phase two. And all the houses were supposed to have at least 1421 square feet. And I don't wanna point any fingers at anybody, 'cause I know the lady that lives in the little yellow house. I don't believe it meets a subdivision, contract of 1421.
Well, would that be through
Uh,
homeowners or the?
Let me interject something. I'm going to ask our attorneys to comment on this because it is a private subdivision. And the county did not accept the road, so therefore the road is, I think, and I'm gonna let her comment on it, that's the responsibility of the developer and whatever the contract was between the home builders and him, so.
Right.
Ms.
My first question was, is this a public road that's at issue?
It's public right away, but the road's private.
Okay. I guess my comment to that would be the issues that you have, I'm not undermining, you have viable issues. Unfortunately, I believe those are private civil matter issues that you may need to take up, outside of this. And what I mean by that is anything to do with square footage issues, privacy fences, any type of, issues of that matter, I believe would be private in nature.
Well, he was up here, he told the commissioners up here 10 years ago that he was gonna do the privacy fence.
Mr. Rawls.
Was that a condition to be able to do the subdivision?
It meets all the requirements for the subdivision. Now, whether, like you say, a man of words, man of word, now that might be a private issue, but as far as meeting the our subdivision requirements, it meets the subdivision requirements.
Except for the road.
Except for the road, that's correct. And we did not accept the road.
Well, you know, everybody out there pays taxes. So you telling me that, everything out there comes under the private subdivision?
What do you mean everything out there?
The roads and everything else?
Well, he keeps it, it's still a private road. He has to maintain that road. We did not accept that portion of it. But as far as the subdivision, which we've done this quite a bit, everybody can keep a private road, but we still accept the subdivision based off our subdivision rules. There's been several in town. Mr. Elsie, right there by the lake, right there at the point where the beach area is, as soon as you turn there, he developed that little area there as a subdivision, but he created and kept a private road for that subdivision, because he didn't want to go through the standards. He kept it a gravel road. Our requirements are that it's a hard surface treatment and the proper ditches and shoulders and everything of that nature. But as
So
far as
there's no building code?
Well, that's in the covenants. That would be in the covenants and all, but it's not the county's commission to, I may be wrong on this, but it's not the county's jurisdiction to actually enforce those covenants
No,
in
not
that
at all.
subdivision.
That could be a private matter. I mean, you could do a civil action against Mr. Russell. I just
Well,
don't think it's a
I'm an
local
old
county
man.
government issue.
I'm retired. I don't have the money to hire me a lawyer to fight that. I'll be dead by the time it's settled.
The thing about it is that we have a subdivision rules that has been adopted by this commission. And we are bound to follow those procedures and rules in that policy. you can correct me, when a developer comes forward and asks for a subdivision, he has to do certain things in order for us to accept it as a subdivision for the county. But all of the, agreements between potential homeowners and the developer, we do not enter into any of that. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Enter into any of that resolution. That is between the developer and the homeowner.
You know, I think ours, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's more just for the conveyance of the sale of the property. That it is actually a approved subdivision to be sold, so lots could be sold for that subdivision.
That is correct.
And I think that's where our limits would end.
It is.
So when he was here 10 years ago, and y'all approved, phase 2, and he said he was gonna do this and this and this, doesn't it come under,
Now, what he said and what we require is two different things. I mean, if he said he was gonna do that stuff, that wasn't pending the approval. We didn't say he had to do those things. That's something he said he had to do. That he was going to do.
well, it was my understanding at the last 10 years ago that he was under obligation to do that.
I think for clarification, we approved the plans. It's up to the developer to implement those plans before we accept it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I think that's where we are.
And
We
sir,
appro-
and I agree, I was,
I feel
Darren
that.
was, like I said, I just started this job last week, but Darren was here. I mean, I was here at the same time, but he was here at the meeting, and I'd have to go back and look at the minutes and see exactly what was said, but as far as the subdivision approval, it just, we have a set of subdivision rules, that the road has to meet a certain geometry, the right-of-way needs to be a certain width, drainage issues addressed, and things of that nature. Before we, like putting drainage easements where they're needed on a lot, like I said, as far as the privacy fence and things of that nature, like I said, we just don't have that, I don't have that jurisdiction over that portion of it, enforcing what he was saying.
I'd like to make a suggestion for a solution, that we will have our attorney research what our obligation is and write you a letter as to what our
And
position
I
is.
appreciate that, and your
Is
concerns
that-
are warranted, I mean, I see where you're definitely where you're coming from. And, we can, like I said, we can just hold this one
Move
pending, if y'all wanna
Want to table it?
table it, I mean, if we have to.
That's fine.
Like I said, cause it's,
Would you
it's
suggest
an
that we
issue,
table it
but
till we get
for the
this
record,
clarification?
Just narrow it down.
but just for the record though, it meets our subdivision
Regulation.
rules and regulation, but to address his
The problem.
problems, we can go back and see.
Do I have a motion that we table action on this subdivision?
We got another party wants to speak, and I can, help you out, Fran.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My name's Dennis Bradley, this is my wife, Mary Ann Bradley. We had the adjacent land next to Mr. Russell on the north and the, east side. I'm an engineer, I know, and first of all, let me, start off and congratulate Mr. Rawls on his new, position as a county engineer. We look forward to working with you. We wish you all the best success.
Thank you, sir.
I got a lot to cover here, okay. Again, Mr. Russell's not here, and he's not here to answer some questions that we might have, and I'm disappointed in that. And the other one of the other question is the National Pollution Discharge Permit. I'd like to know the permit number for the Phase 2 subdivision.
On the construction of the road,
That handles the subdivision.
that'd be a Mr. Russell's,
No. In other words, you tell me you don't know?
I don't know, sir. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
So,
maybe,
some information.
excuse me
and I'll
excuse
find-
me just a minute. I think with what you're concerned, it looks like it's dealing with I think it'd be best that if you get with Mr. Rawls, share your concerns, and then let him get back with our attorney for us to write a letter stating what I presented.
No,
You
sir,
agree?
I want my concerns to be voiced on public record. I'm requesting the minutes for this meeting and the approved minutes for this meeting.
Well,
And I've got a lot to add here. I've attended several meetings.
let me interrupt you again. We have a procedure whereby if the public wants to make comments in the meeting,
Yes,
you request to be on the agenda. And that's where, if you go back to our agenda we adopted today, it was under comments from the public comments from citizens. And that's where you get your official, record in the minutes. I'm gonna defer to the I'm gonna defer to the attorney right now.
And I will research, just to make sure that this is a private matter, and I'll get with Mr. Ross on that, and we'll work that out. And if this isn't a private matter, then we'll go back to the drawing board.
I don't think anybody's got a problem, Mr. Rawls, or you, either one, Mr. Bradley, with you telling them what the problems are. It may be something the entire commission may not need to be aware of at this time, and he can come back and report to us. We're not trying to brush you off by any means. I'm sure that Mr. Rawls wants to do, we're gonna do what's right, but like I said, some of it is gonna probably be a private matter, and some of it, you know, is gonna be maybe a county issue, and certainly we'll address the county issues, and it'll be up to you and Mr. Russell to address your issues that pertain to that. I know, but if you're gonna vote, you know, if the commission's gonna vote on a matter here, they need to be aware of the
That's what we're trying to get to. That's the reason we are suggesting we table this matter at this
We're not gonna
time
vote on anything.
until we can get all of the information to make the correct decision. So at this time, I'll ask for a motion that we table this particular
I'll make a motion
item.
to table it, Chairman.
Mr. Elmore,
Second.
Mr. Adams, second. So all in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed, say nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. So, Mr. Rawls, you and the attorney need to, resolve this for us, please.
You can get a hold of,
I'll get with you.
let them know about what's going on. Keep y'all abreast.
Okay, well, Mr. Rawls, our next item is to approve a contract for you, but it looks like you already having to perform without a contract. So,
At this time, Chairman, make a motion to approve Mr. Rawls's contract.
do I have a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The motion carried, Miss. I would like to say just thank our attorney, Ms. Cotton, and Ms. Sowell, our county administrator, and Mr. Rawls for getting together and coming together with a consensus as to what the contract would be. And we appreciate y'all's effort on behalf of the commission.
I look forward to working with the commission and the citizens of the county too, so.
If you don't, you probably need to give them your phone number, contact information before they leave. At this time, there's a need to go into executive session. I'm gonna call on our county attorney to give us a justification.
Okay. After researching the issues upon which the commission is considering convening an executive session to discuss issues regarding a lease agreement and an employee under the $75,000 threshold, I have determined that in my legal opinion, both matters are appropriate for executive session under the Code of Alabama and have attached, we'll have a letter to attach to the minutes.
For us to go into executive session, I must have a motion and a second.
I'll make a
motion.
Second, Chairman,
We have a
go into executive
all
session.
in favor of the motion, say aye. No, excuse me. By law, I have to poll each commissioner individually. Mr. Adams,
Aye.
Mr. Elmore,
Yes.
Mr. Barton,
Yes,
Mr. Northey.
Yes, sir.
Motion carried unanimously.
we're gonna adjourn after.
We're going to adjourn, and we should be back in here
Don't
By-
have to do.
10 o'clock at the latest for any action if we deem necessary. And then
Don't wait on us.
Huh?
I said, don't wait on us.
We can move forward. So at this time, we will go into executive session. We will be meeting in the conference room. There's nobody in there, is that?
I do not believe there is anyone.
Okay, so we'll adjourn
not be.
down there. We will need Mr. Richards and you in there.